Alright, this video will go over some of the important points from the quiz. You know what you got wrong, but I'll go through anyway and just point out any questions I think were a little bit more troublesome than others. This one is sort of straight from the book. The answer was that's the one that's not an example of a graduated tax rate structure. The next one is that what is the income tax on the interest from the bond? It was 0 because it's a municipal bond. Anytime you see city, state bonds, they're going to be municipal bonds, and generally there'll be no tax on those. Okie dokie. Moving right along, this question, which is the following true? A sales tax can be viewed as a regressive. Yes, check the book for that. The ultimate economic burden of a tax is best captured by the effective tax rate, because that's the rate on all income. So that's, and again, this is sort of a question from the test bank. Which of the following is true regarding use taxes? And the answer there is that it's use taxes attempt to avoid purchasing goods out of state. That's the idea. Use tax is you bought something out of state, you bring it in, and you didn't pay tax on it because it was shipped by common carrier. Shipped by common carrier, and therefore not taxed from the state that you bought it from. So again, you bought it out of state, you had it shipped by common carrier. The state where you bought it from didn't tax it with a sales tax for that state. You bring it into your state, you're supposed to pay a use tax as if you bought it there. That's what a use tax means. Most people don't abide by that, and I'm not saying yes or no, whether you should or shouldn't. Okay. Number 6, what is the marginal tax rate here? And the marginal tax rate turned out to be, I think it was 28%, and that one was correct. That should have been correct. Number 7, let me see here, hold on a second. Number 7 should have been D, because if his income goes up from 165, it'll be 195, and that should have put him into the next category for single individuals. And so he would have been at 28% here, and then 30% in question 7. So far, so good. Number 8, here we got Leonardo and his wife filing jointly. What would be the amount of tax? And that should have been C is the correct answer there. $84,429. Hopefully you know how to do that. If you don't, let me know, because that's crucial that you should know how to do that. What is the effective rate? And the effective rate was C, 24%. And then we come upon number 10, which asks for the average rate. And here's where we start having fun, because the Scantron marked B is the correct answer, but that is not true. 26% is the correct answer. It's the divider is 280 plus 50 is the taxable income. If average income is on the rate on the taxable income, so if you take the 84,429, you will get 26%. So many of you got it right. We got it marked wrong. Hence the curve, generous that it was. All right. Moving right along, Curtis invests in Athens bonds. What is his after-tax rate return on those bonds? And if the bonds were paying 6%, his after-tax rate is the same because there's no tax. 6% is the answer. Okay, doing good, I think. 12, what is the taxable equivalent of the Athens bonds? So now you got to do the mathematics of what would you have to get in a taxable to wind up at the same rate, and the answer there was A, 8.33. If you don't know how to do that, let me know, and we'll go through that again. Okay, Paula requests an extension to file a tax return. The latest you can pay tax without penalty is none of these, because we learned that you have to pay by April 15th regardless of whether you get an extension or not. 14, Lindley requests an extension to file her return. The latest she could file is, and the answer there is going to be, that's right, B. It's going to be B, because that's how far the extension goes. And that's just, now, if April 15th is on a Sunday or a Saturday, it changes, but this is the general answer. And here's that question that does that. If April 15th falls on a Sunday, individual returns will be due on the next date. That's the 16th. Answer C. Okay, halfway through. Greg earned 120, blah, blah, blah. And for number 16, we have if that because of the amount of income he earned, he is required to file a return. Now, he found that he overpaid when you look at that, and technically he wouldn't need to file it if he doesn't want to get the refund. He could just not file and get the refund, but he's still required to file. That's the key, still required to file, because his income is above a certain level. There are schedules in the instruction booklets of the Form 1040 that tell you when you need to file, and he certainly would have needed to file based on that amount of income. Okay. This guy filed his return on May 15, 2016. The statute of limitations will be normally 3 years for that from the date, because this is April 15, so it'll be 3 years. So this is the way I do it. I do it the long way, but I like to do it so I don't make any mistakes. That's 1, 2, 3. So the answer should be, for number 17, it should be May 15th, 2019. That's none of these, so the answer there is E. Oops, now we come to something really fun, because I think this is one of the ones I goofed on. Henry filed now on March 15th of 2015. What's the statute of limitations? So do it the same way. Well, we already know it's going to be in 2019, but it'll be April 15th, 2019. April 15th, 2019. And the correct answer is here, which most of you answered, and the Scantron was marking this one as the correct answer. So if you got 18 wrong